there, very good afternoon. My name is Pragya Verma. I'm currently a student at Confederation College studying digital marketing, and I'm here today to talk about one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which is to end poverty in all its forms from everywhere. So let's begin. What is poverty? Is poverty only related to lack of income and resources? Actually, poverty involves not having access to basic education, gender inequality, social discrimination, malnutrition, and many more problems. And to get rid of these problems and to end poverty, there have been many organizations which are working hard from last many years towards this goal. And one of my favorite organization is One, which have been working to actually make people and governments all around the world aware of this problem and giving them solutions to get rid of this problem. So let's talk about One. Talking about One, it is an organization which impacted over 180 million people positively and collected over $650 million to help its cause, which is to end poverty. Its main focus is to deliver its aims, objectives, and knowledge to end extreme poverty with government organizations and common people by sharing blogs, starting campaigns, and even writing letters to the government organizations. During COVID-19, it came up with few blogs related to importance of vaccinations and why it is so important to share the vaccinations among several countries around the globe equally. And also it wrote a letter to European government and World Bank to suspend any debt repayment for poor and underdeveloped countries. So that was all about my presentation. Thank you so much and have a very good day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hunger. We all know the meaning, right? But what if I tell you that approximately 1/4 of the population around the globe is still affected by moderate or severe food insecurity? What if I tell you that we as a human is the only reason causing this issue? Let's dive deep into this issue and help to figure out some solutions with me. Hello, my name is Sanpreet and today I'll make you aware of Sustainable Development Goals 2, which is to end hunger, achieve food security and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. There are multiple targets of SDG 2, but there are two major ones with high priority. First is by 2030 end hunger and ensure access by all people. Get access for poor people in vulnerable situation, including infants, to safe nutrition and sufficient food all year round. Second is by 2030 double the agriculture productivity and incomes of small-scale food producers, in particular women, indigenous people, family farmer, pastoralists and fishers through secure and equal access to land, market and opportunities for the value addition in non-farm. Employment World Food Program is dedicated to achieving this goal by 2030. According to them, 690 million people around the globe sleep at night without eating anything, and after the recent pandemic, these numbers are continuously rising. But WFP's 5,600 trucks, 30 ships, and nearly 100 planes are always ready to deliver the food earned by the donations of people like us. And continuous food supply to these people will help us achieve this goal. Moreover, a coffee shop in Oxford, Ohio named Coffenia Coffee introduced a nice idea to help people with hunger. They came up with the token-based paid forward scheme for around 6 months. The motive of the scheme is to, whenever you go to buy a coffee, you can pay for a suspended coffee in advance to help somebody who doesn't have enough money to feed him or herself. I believe that ideas like these should be promoted all year round around the world, and when everyone is focusing that much, I started getting a positive feeling that we can surely achieve our goal by 2030. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Alan Batagia, a student at Confederation College, and I only have 2 minutes to influence your mind on sustainable living. I'm sure all of us are aware of mass devastation caused by humanity and something which we may not recover from. To fight this, United Nations have set up 17 sustainable goals to be accomplished by 2030, and a treaty signed by more than 193 countries who will develop concrete policies to achieve these goals. You can visit un.org.cn and know all about it. There's a famous American native proverb: we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. Today, let's talk about good health and well-being, or goal number 3. So what's the most basic necessity to lead a healthy life? Something that should be a constitutional right. It is safe drinking water. According to WHO, nearly a million people die due to diarrhea in a year. That is the entire population of Winnipeg. And do you know it takes only $8 to provide safe drinking water to an individual for their lifetime? And Gravity Water is doing this right now by harvesting rainwater and setting up self-sustaining water filtration system above the schools, which provide drinking water with zero electricity. They are currently operating in more than 5 countries and have plans to cover the water scarce zones. As stated on their website, Gravity Water checks with each and every school to ensure that the donations are going in the right places. Isn't it fascinating how a mere $8 can provide a child with their lifelong quota of drinking water? We in North America spend that much on our afternoon meal. As quoted by Robert Swan, the greatest threat to humanity is thinking that somebody else will save us. Let's lead the change. Let's do it today. Let's do it now. Thank you. This is Anand Batagia.
Hello, I am Srihari Nambudiri from Confederation College, a student of digital marketing. Today I am here to present one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. My topic is ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Education is a fundamental human right and it is required for the success of sustainable development. As we all know that we can only promote goals, fight with climate change, fight against inequality as well as the utmost poverty if all stakeholders along with business do their best to improve the education goal. While global education needs are huge and organizations and companies can leverage their resources and core competencies to help the government in fulfilling their promises of education for all. Business has an extreme responsibility in leadership and can assist in removing the required investments to make sure the quality of learning opportunities for all children and adults. Education is often a local issue which will require businesses to work within local education systems and in communities to determine the best utilization of resources. Business needs to apply responsibility in education, including promoting sustainable development topics in higher education and backing the public sector's capacity to give comprehensive and even-handed quality learning openings for all. A company that works to achieve this is Lego, a Danish toy production company based in Billund. It is most famous for manufacturing of Lego brand toys, compromising for the most part of interlocking plastic blocks. The Lego group has assembled amusement parks around the world, each known as Legoland, and has retail stores. Lego trusts in play and advocates, which is a strength to have this integrated into education and early childhood development worldwide. To perform this activity, they do provide their famous bricks and promote play in schools as well as other places, which in turn support SDG 4, ensuring quality education and lifelong learning for all. Providing motivation and helping children to participate in sustainability is a big part of this mission.
Hello everyone, my name is Rahul Patel. I am currently a full-time student at Confederation College. My course is Digital Marketing and Marketing Analytics. And I am also a part-time employee at Walmart as a customer service representative. After my graduation, I would like to work as a full-time visual designer for an up-and-coming companies. Nelson Mandela said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." I am going to talk about SDG for global development, in which the issue of gender equality and empowerment of all women and girls. Inequality for women is one of the world's greatest injustice and it must be swept away. There are several industries which are working hard towards this goal to achieve it. The main purpose of this gender equality goal is to eliminate all form of violence against women and girls in both public and private sectors. Malala Yousafzai begins a campaign for the right of education for young girls. In her culture, a woman plays a several roles, such as she goes from being a kid to teenage to an adult who become a mother and a kitchen chef to a boss in an office. It's tough for them to find employment as the women are not allowed to work everywhere. In fact, Saudi Arabia just allowed women to start driving cars in 2018. There is not a single point of time throughout this period when women have encountered prejudice or brutality for being who they are. Malala Yousafzai fought against the prejudice and continued to do so. Girl Tank, a portfolio firm of Santiago Founder Institute, was founded in 2012 with a similar goal in mind. It was founded by Terra Robots. The purpose of the startup is to make entrepreneurship and more accessible to women. Girl Type was found to address the inequality faced by women who want to make a difference in the world by starting more female-owned and operated enterprise. There is still much more to do in this area. Government and companies should actively work and promote the laws which protect the right of females all over the world. There are other hands of the human population. Let us start giving them respect due to them.
Water covers 71% of the Earth's surface. Oh wow, so there is more than enough for everybody. Actually, 96.5% of water is either sea or ocean, in other words, salty. So just 3.5% is fresh water. That's not great for human population that requires water to survive. Let me drive my point home. 68% of fresh water is found in ice caps and glaciers. Approximately over 30% of fresh water is found in groundwater. Only 0.3% of fresh water constitutes the surface of rivers, swamps, and lakes. My name is Amar Wahid. I'm currently pursuing digital marketing and marketing analytics course in Confederation College. I'm discussing the 6th Sustainable Development Goal proposed by the United Nations in today's presentation. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals are global development goals adopted in September 2015 and are expected to be achieved in 2030. The 6th goal states the problem of improving access to clean water, sanitization, and personal hygiene, which needs to be addressed in most parts of our world. This goal is not only for human water consumption, but also for the quality and sustainability of global water resources. Now let's look at another villain who's responsible for large cause of diseases and illness: lack of sanitization. By lacking these two basic amenities, the death toll is 375 million every year. Let me grab your attention, fellow beings. 375 million deaths need to be avoided every year, which brings us to why it is important to be successful with the 6th Sustainable Development Goal. Now let's talk how to implement change through an example. Kimberly-Clark and several of its trusted brands responded to the global sanitization crisis by engaging consumers for the past 6 years through the Toilet Change Lives program. The Andrex brand has since provided critical resources in 12 countries and affected 5 million lives. The program provides resources in 10 countries in collaboration with clients of Kimberly-Clark and NGOs such as Water for People, Water Aid, and Plan International. This crisis often results in children dying of preventable diseases, women not having a safe place to relieve themselves, or school and work absent because they cannot manage their periods. For a better tomorrow, let's join our hands. Thank you.
Our universe is a sea of energy, free, clean energy. It's all out there waiting for us to set sail upon it. Robert Adams. Hi, I'm Adira Saju and I'm a full-time student at Confederation College, Thunder Bay, Ontario. I will be discussing the 7th goal of SDG: ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable and modern energy for all. A change towards clean, renewable and sustainable energy sources is inevitable and challenging to reduce our impact on the environment. 5 indicators and targets are developed as part of SDG 7 to raise, ensure and enhance the share and use of universal access to affordable, reliable and renewable energy by 2030 while expanding the infrastructure and technology in all countries. Microsoft is a massive name in the industry. They started an emission fee system back in 2012 associated with the energy consumption in their data centers, offices and labs to hold the business divisions financially responsible for their carbon emission. They doubled this fee in 2019. This carbon tax is utilized to in part to offset these emissions with the use of renewable energy ventures. Moreover, Microsoft will be shifting to a 100% renewable energy supply by 2025, which would freeze their carbon emitting electricity consumption. Microsoft has goals to promote the use of clean energy and have projects running on 3 continents. They use grid interactive and interruptible power source batteries in their data centers to store energy at up to 90% efficiency. Moreover, they are exploring ways to use less carbon intensive fuels and hydrogen fuel cells in their data center backup generators that historically run on the diesel fuel. Mother Earth gave us a home, and it's our chance to prove we are worthy of it. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Shalvi Saraswat and I'm a full-time student at Confederation College. I'm taking the course Digital Marketing and Marketing Analytics. In the future, I would love to work in a digital marketing firm as a marketing executive. In this video, I will explain the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 8, which is to promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. APJ Abdul Kalam said, "To succeed in your mission, you must have a single-minded devotion to your goal." This goal is designed to promote sustainable economic growth for all workers, and it could be done through diversification, technological upgrading, and innovation. Sustainable economic growth means to grow at a rate which can be maintained without creating other economic problems for present and future generations. In order to achieve sustainable economic growth, it is important for all people to have quality jobs without affecting the environment. One of the companies, Ovamba Solutions Incorporation, is currently working on this goal. Their mission is to provide credit to small and medium-sized businesses and support the Central African economies. They want to assist the small and medium-sized businesses financially so that they can invest and grow in future. Ovamba wants to bring digital transformation to more than 450 million small medium businesses and is now working on new and effective techniques to achieve this goal. Therefore, if there are to be more entrepreneurs, they must be provided with the necessary financial aid in order for them to grow sustainably, which in turn will result in decent work.
Hi, my name is Anchita Sachiman. I'm a digital marketing student at Confederation College, Tandapi. I will be shedding some light on SDG 9, build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. The main objective of SDG 9 is to enhance the global standard of infrastructure. Do you know that 2.5 billion people do not have access to basic sanitization and almost 800 million people do not have access to water? This points out the inadequate infrastructure, which is why SDG 9 focuses on developing and retrofitting infrastructure primarily in developing countries. It is alarming to know that many people in the developing countries do not have access to electricity 24/7 and reliable phone services. All of this hinders the development of economy and sustainable innovation. This is why UN strives to provide universal and affordable access to internet. As a part of achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, Qualcomm Wireless Reach programs gave life to a new and innovative wireless technology to underserved communities. Since 2006, Wireless Reach has positively impacted 20 million lives by bringing easy access to wireless technology. Qualcomm connects people with the power of technology by helping build smart cities, smart buildings, and smart infrastructures. They believe that they can catalyze a social change and has the potential to create a positive impact on the world. Their Smart Cities Accelerator program intends to connect the cities globally with the help of Qualcomm technologies, empowering better industrialization. Their Vision 2030 is to develop transformative technologies that are widely adopted in support of sustainable development. So, what are you planning to do?
Hello, my name is Poojan, and I would like to discuss the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, which is to reduce inequality within and among countries. Whenever equality comes to our mind, we think of a situation where we might compare two things, two societies. But I want to talk about reducing inequality in this COVID-19 pandemic situation. So what do you think? Has this virus impacted countries? Yes, of course. Let's think of a time before COVID-19 and after COVID-19. From 2010 to 2017, Gini Inequality Index appeared to be falling, which was good for 38 countries out of 84. During this COVID-19 pandemic, vulnerable groups like elder, children, women, disabled, immigrants, and refugees were hit the hardest, financially and emotionally. One of the United Nations' goals was to ensure equality in terms of opportunities and terminating discrimination in societies. PNG since 1976 is running a supplier diversity program in the United States. This program has created economic opportunity for the underrepresented businesses like minority and women-owned, LGBT+, veterans and people with disabilities. The organization later extended it to globally, and later they partnered with organizations like UN Women and We Connect to further ensure that women entrepreneurs in all regions are getting access to training, support, and business opportunities. Since 2007, PNG spends more than $2 billion annually to support minority-owned businesses in the United States. To conclude, I would say reducing inequalities within and among countries should be valued. And therefore, Mason Cooley stated that inequality is a fact and equality is a value.
Hi, I'm Sijo Matthew and I am a full-time student at Confederation College, Thunder Bay, Ontario. Today I will be discussing the Sustainable Development Goal 11, which is make cities and human settlement inclusive, safe, resilient and sustainable. The world is growing fast, extremely fast, which demands the need for sustainable practices that would help the future to access essential services like transportation, housing, energy and many more. I will be mostly focusing on affordable and sustainable transport systems because in 2016 about 4.2 million premature deaths was caused by air pollution. So it is the right time to think about sustainable measures to reduce the carbon emissions. Uber is a company that works on carbon emissions to make the world with zero emissions by 2040. The company has revealed its sustainable strategies that would help them to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. The company is focusing on building a green recovery in our communities and cities. They believe that the targeted approach to sustainability will help them to achieve their goals of making all Uber rides to electronic vehicles by 2030 and 100% emission-free by 2040. In addition, the company is partnering with auto companies to make a transition to EVs for their drivers by contributing $800 million in resources. They also partner to fight climate change by their technology and innovation. Uber is also releasing climate reports and assessments for emissions from all Uber rides in Canada and US, and the climate report state that the transport system is unsustainable. In conclusion, Uber is working to achieve the goals of United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 11. Thank you for your time.
Hello, I'm Akash Balaji. The Sustainable Development Goal that I'm going to talk about is goal number 12. Ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. The earth is what we all have in common. This goal is meant to ensure efficient use of energy and reduce waste and to implement a 10-year framework of various programs. Here are some of the important implementations. Firstly, making sure that every individual in the world is educated about sustainable development and is made aware about it. Encouraging and supporting the countries that are developing in order to improve the scientific and technological capacity to grow towards goal number 12. Next is removing fossil fuel subsidies and then controlling the release of chemical waste into air, water and soil in order to prevent their impact on human health and environment. Reducing food waste during harvesting, transport, storage and processing. Electrobio. It is one of the organizations that is implementing an SDG that ensures sustainable consumption and production pattern. Electronic waste is a big threat to this planet and it is one of the primary reasons for climate change. With this company, the public can buy, sell or even donate electronic devices. They recirculate existing and used electronic devices which will prolong the lifetime of the electronic products and reduce the electronic waste. The company generates carbon credit for IT equipment. While purchasing electronic equipments from this specific company, everyone contributes so that lesser carbon is released into atmosphere. We are the last generation with a real opportunity to save the world. We should understand that the world is not only for humans, and it is our responsibility to leave a better world for the future generations. If we could create awareness and educate people about the consequences of wasting resources, it is possible to heal the world within the next 10 years. Save the world, we don't have planet B. In my opinion, the nature has given an opportunity in the form of pandemic in order to develop recovery plans and build a sustainable future. It would be great if every country makes use of this period to bring in changes and develop industries in a way to ensure efficient use of energy and reduced waste. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Shamila Akram, and it's a pleasure to address the Sustainable Development Goal, which is on taking urgent action to combat climate change and its impact. What is climate change? Why it's happening? And what are the causes? This question came into my mind when I thought about a safer environment for humanity. The word climate change describes human-driven changes uh, in the Earth's climate. Fossil fuel burning and forest destruction leading to a comparatively fast increase in carbon dioxide concentration. The carbon dioxide contents in the atmosphere increased by 280 parts per million from pre-industrial period to 430 parts per million at the beginning of 2020. Research by scientists across the world says that the carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere has to be reduced to a safer concentration of 350 parts per by million by 2100 to reserve the sources. To prevent this, UN implemented SDG 13 to take immediate action to control climate changes and its impact by introducing greenhouse gas emission by 2030. Um, by enhancing the climate change and education, awareness raising, and damage reduction, the target can be achieved accordingly. Remember the value and inheriting the trials that we are following to the future generation is as much as important as enriching and safeguarding the resources available today.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Rohan Pradhan and I'm presenting the 14th goal among the United Nations 17 Sustainable Goals, which focuses on conservation and sustainable use of ocean, sea, and marine for sustainable development. There are numerous organizations working towards the conservation of oceans. One of them is Institute for Ocean Conservation Science. They conduct world-class research that enhance our understanding of critical threats to oceans and their inhabitants. They also lay foundation for smarter ocean policies and establish new framework for better ocean conservation. The Institute research focuses on improving ecosystem-based fishery management and expanding knowledge of overlooked and ecologically essential marine creatures. They also work locally with Shinnecock Bay Restoration Program, where scientists and students of Institute for Ocean Conservation Science are constantly monitoring water quality and conducting baseline studies to have a better understanding of the bay's dynamics. The Institute research has resulted in significant global changes, such as international trade limits on great white sharks and their components, as well as a prohibition on the sales of wild beluga caviar in the United States of America. One of the challenges they are facing is overfishing. This has the potential to wipe out a particular species while also jeopardizing the survival of predators who rely on those species for food. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Danny Prakash and I'm a student at Confederation College studying digital marketing. There's a quote by Franklin D. Roosevelt that reads, "The nation that destroys its soil destroys itself." In my opinion, this is very true, especially with the environmental crisis that we are experiencing. I want to talk to you about Sustainable Development Goals set up by the United Nations General Assembly that intends to create a future that is more sustainable. In particular, I'd like to talk to you about the 15th of 17 goals set to achieve this by 2030, which is protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably manage forests, combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation and halt biodiversity loss. The forests sustain us, and thus we must help the forests help us. We are depleting our natural resources at an excessively high rate, which is not only making our future worse but also putting many species at the threat of extinction. 1/5 of the Earth's land area is already degraded, which directly results in increasing the impact of climate change. Even if you are a person who could possibly ignore all these factors because they do not affect you directly, you must see that due to our increased needs from the forest, it drives the increased emergence of zoonotic diseases such as COVID-19. And I'm sure I don't have to explain why that was so detrimental to our lives. You've probably heard or even had the probiotic yogurt Activa. It's created by Danone, which is a multinational food products company committed to the 15th SDG. One of the biggest goals they have set is to remove deforestation impacts from its supply chain through its forest footprint policy. Another ambition of Danone is to protect biodiversity and soil health by making sure they follow sustainable agricultural practices for their products. A delightful fact about their performance towards the goal is that 90% of the paper used for their packaging is from recycled fibers. This planet has given us so much. It's time for us to give back, so I urge you all to recycle as much as you can, try eating sustainably sourced food, and be more respectful to our planet and its wildlife. Thank you.
Hello all, I'm Jin Lee from South Korea. Do you think our society is gender equal now? Living as a woman, I can say no. In fact, achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls is one of the Sustainable Development Goals of UN. I know some people will say there is enough equality now, and some people can feel it's falling because they have heard this for a long time. But still, in many countries around the world, women haven't had the equal access to education, healthcare, decent work, representation in political and economical decision-making process. Equality Now is one of the international organizations trying to solve this problem. They have been working since 1992 to address the issues of discrimination and violence against women and girls through the legal and systemic change. More than 50 gender discrimination laws has been abolished as a result of this group's effort. Some point out that they are far away from the actual location where women are suffering, but there is no disagreement that the advocacy is one of the essential areas for fundamental and long-term change. But I hope that their political, social, and economical influence can be helpful to the grassroots organizations and activists, and the voices from the field can be reflected in this organization. Every day, women are fighting their own battles to live equal, safe, and independent life. The UN states that the gender equality is not only the fundamental human rights, but a necessary foundation for peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world.
Sir Isaac Newton once said, "If I can see any further, it is by standing on the shoulders of the giant." Hi, my name is Pavana Subedi, and one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals that I am talking about is goal number 17. It strengthens the means of implementation and revitalizes global partnership for sustainable development. It has 19 targets that include multi-stakeholder partnerships to share and mobilize knowledge, expertise, and financial resources to meet all 17 Sustainable Development Goals, especially in the least developed and developing countries. It is about being passionate, cooperative, and supportive for all, especially for the underprivileged. Target 12 of goal number 17 is about removing trade barriers in the least developed countries by facilitating market access. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development Goals has identified trade as an engine for inclusive economic growth and poverty reduction. The organization that has been actively working to meet this goal is World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization strongly advocates that trade helps in meeting all the 17 Sustainable Development Goals like zero hunger, no poverty, gender equality, innovation, social development, well-being, and partnerships. World Trade Organization with UN members and specialized agencies meet annually to evaluate the progress made in meeting the Sustainable Development Goals, where the World Trade Organization reports on progress for trade-specific targets. The theme for 2021 is about the sustainable and resilient recovery from COVID-19 pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic has made the world conscious about the international partnerships and well-being. In conclusion, the country-level partnerships can guide on building the robust and effective collaborations toward sustainability.
Hello everyone, my name is Hansha Patros. I'm here to speak about the SDG Topic 1, End Poverty in all its form from everywhere. The who does not enjoy a change of pace. A change is anything that might assist you to lead a life that is predictable and happier. The first goal of sustainable development is to end poverty from all over the world by 2030. COVID-19, the global pandemic situation, has delayed the decreasing progress in reducing poverty from all over the world, and also the worldwide poverty rate has been increased by 20 years in 2020. The COVID-19 situation has developed the increased necessity of developing the social welfare benefits in safeguarding human health, revenue and employment. As a result, in 2020, several societal welfare benefits has been developed and implemented. Only 47% of the total population in the world has been supported by at least one social welfare benefits, leaving 4,000 individuals without any support. CARE International is an organization and charitable organization which mainly operates to eliminate poverty from all over the world. The main aim of this organization is to create a society of joy, peace and economic equality where poverty is eliminated and everyone lives in happy and safely. The organizational activities mainly safeguard the fundamental issues of the poverty and inequality, and also they mainly collaborate with many private institutions to safeguard the interest of individuals and also increase the access to human health care, individual employment and commodities for the neglected people in the society. They prioritize women and healthcare, women and young employees mainly to eliminate poverty and inequality by giving them fair chance and privileges. So yes, let us all join our hands to make all the adjustments necessary to safeguard the interest of individuals in the society by eliminating poverty and move forward. That's all. Thank you.
Hi all, I'm Derek Jacob, a digital marketing and marketing analytics student from the Confederation College. Today I would like to talk about the UN Sustainable Development Goal 2, that is end hunger, achieve food and security and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. Goal 2 looks for the practical answers to end hunger by 2030 and to accomplish a food security. The main objective of this is to guarantee that everybody wherever has sufficient great quality food to have a sound healthy life. And the SDG goal plans to guarantee that nobody is left behind. Means the family farmers from the developing nation, particularly in the southern Africa and North Asia, is underestimatedly most disaster evolving environment. But some of the main limitation of the sustainable development faced by the developing countries are because of the uncontrollable corruption. SDG are the mainly focus on poor countries, developing countries such as they needed more support. and the nations also uncontrollable. Funds are given to these countries to help them achieve the SDG goal has been mismanaged. So in between 2011 and 17, the Walmart Foundation sponsored training for 1.2 million farmers and their laborers in 15 different countries. Women farmers made up a great part of those training with more than 6,000 profit directly. In 2019, the Walmart stores, clubs and distribution focus in the US gave excess of 640 million pounds of food, more than 55% of it was organic products and vegetables and meat. Worldwide, Walmart gave a aggregate of 720 million pounds of food in 2019. So in conclusion, there are so many families across the world who struggle to feed their children with healthy meals. In reality, as we know that it where we produce a sufficient food to take care of everybody, 690 million still go to bed with an empty stomach every night. So some of the steps to zero hunger are: pave the road from the farm to market, reduce food wastage, encourage a sustainable variety of crops, make nutrition a priority starting with a child's first 1,000 days. So thank you.
My name is Wilson Raj Ravi Anthony and I am a digital marketing student from Confederation College. I would like to explore the sustainability development goals and their importance for people and companies around the world. Sustainability development can be defined as a development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future to meet their own needs. While UN is aiming to end poverty and hunger, protect the planet from degradation, ensure all human beings can enjoy prosperous and fulfilling lives, foster peaceful societies and free from fear and violence, and also have global partnership for all sustainability development. From the 17 SDG goals, the one that interested me is to ensure good health and well-being around the world. Many companies like P&G, Merck, Pfizer, Qualcomm, Coca-Cola and Walt Disney are working towards this goal to have a good health and well-being in all remote corners of the world. P&G is a leading company which has a huge capital background to support this SDG to ensure that there is quality health provided to even the remotest place in the world. Let's talk about the P&G measure to ensure good health and well-being. By 2030, the major challenge is to end preventable deaths of newborns and children under the age of 5, having all countries aiming to end neonatal mortality. The Pampers brand of P&G created Pampers mobile clinic program intending to provide free basic health check and talk about their products to mothers and their babies. Facts: about 2 million mothers and children in various developing countries like Kenya and Nigeria have been reached over a span of 10 years of operation. Another challenge is to recognize a new moment of urgency in our society and step up advanced equality efforts towards black and brown communities in America. About 880,000 newborn lives have been saved, over 300 million vaccines eliminating MNT diseases in the year 2006. This is just the beginning of my exploration. As and when I will get a piece of information, I would like to share it. Thank you.
Hi, this is Tir Patel. I am a full-time student at Confederation College studying digital marketing and marketing analytics. In this video, I am explaining about SDG topic, which is how to ensure inclusive and equitable education and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all. An organization that is working towards this goal to achieve it. Nelson Mandela has said that education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world. So to make a world where every person can get education no matter of gender and age, United Nations has decided to achieve equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. All Can Code is the low-code platform that makes building web and mobile apps more efficient. It is a privately held company working in computer software industry, which are specialized in web development. Low-code located in Athens. All Can Code is helping to achieve quality education goals. In the United States, there are 57 million primary age children that are not even attending school. Moreover, 50% of those children are living in conflict impacted area, which makes it harder and more challenging to make changes in these areas. All Can Code has designed quality educational goals that helps to ensure that all girls and boys complete free and quality primary and secondary education, leading to relevant and goal for effective learning outcomes. This means every person will get equal access to education and learning opportunities, such as providing free technical or vocational education programs to women. All Code has a goal: provide quality education which are uh, in need through making effective software and programs. So yeah, that's everything for this video. I hope you understand.
Hello, I'm Atira Philip from Confederation College, a student of digital marketing. Today, I'm here to present one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal on achieving gender equality and empower all women and girls. Everywhere, women and girls must have equal rights and opportunity and the ability to live a life free of violence and discrimination. It's not just one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, but they are also essential to all aspects of inclusive and sustainable development. In short, all the goals are predicated on achieving Goal 5. Gender equality, women empowerment, and the fulfillment of girls' and women's human rights are critical as we work to eradicate poverty, hunger, and provide energy for girls and women. We can see that in business or science or entrepreneurs or employees, women make huge contribution to economies. An organization that works for this is UN Women, an agency committed to promoting gender equality and women empowerment. It was founded to accelerate progress in fulfilling the needs of women and girls all across the world. It also organizes and promotes the UN system's efforts to advance gender equality and all the discussions and agreements related to 2030 agenda. The future we want and the Millennium Declaration both recognizes the importance of focusing on gender equality not only to protect women and girls' human rights but also because without gender equality and women empowerment, we cannot hope to achieve other goals such as poverty eradication, equity reduction, or diversity and inclusion. Thank you and have a nice time.
Clean water is a basic human need and one that should be easily accessible to all. According to the United Nations, we might face the displacement of 700 million people by 2030 due to the scarcity of water. Hello, I am Himanshu Luthra and I am discussing the 6th Sustainable Development Goal of the United Nations, which was created to ensure the availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. It also ensures to improve the water quality by proper treatment of water waste or hazardous chemical before it gets dumped into the water. This goal is set to be complete by 2030. To achieve this goal, the Water for People initiative comes into the picture, which was born out of the American Water Works Association to make things possible and achieve the 6th SDG. It works with local stakeholders because local government and communities are always responsible for proper availability of water to the people. Moreover, they work to educate the families about the sewage and maintain the hygiene environment around them. However, families sometimes are not ready to invest their own money or resources. They have reached 468,000 people so far to provide the sanitation services. People are not realizing that the proper safety management of water and basic hand washing, which can be the most effective way to prevent COVID-19 and thousands of other deadly diseases. We all need to stand together for the better world. Thank you.
Today, I'm going to present on one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. My topic for today is ensuring access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. Do you know, as of 2018, there are more than 79 million people who are living without electricity, just shy of 211 million for a billion during 21st century. This number is huge and immediate efforts are needed to fix the lives of these people. To make sure the world meets this deadline, a lot of companies and organizations have pledged to pour every ounce of efforts into this and make this a reality. Google is working on making this a reality by using its AI technology. Google is focusing on geothermal energy and plans to use AI technology to find the real-time data on performance and temperature. Geothermal energy is present everywhere, so finding the best way to extract geothermal energy is complicated and expensive. Google will make this process much cheaper. By controlling the flow of energy, we can navigate energy to certain parts of the world, and that's the Google's goal. And there is one more organization. It is known as Sustainable Energy for All. It is an international organization which works with UN and other companies who have the technology to make this a reality. SC for All is like a middleman and an important bridge between companies that have the technology to make this a reality and United Nations. Various companies and organizations are coming together and trying to put several ideas on the table to achieve the 7th sustainability goal. Now, it is just a matter of time till this becomes a reality. We should be thankful to these organizations who are thinking about the humanity and helping them out by reaching out to them. Thank you.
Hello, I am Shruti Chitre, a digital marketing and marketing analytics student at Confederation College. After completing the course, I look forward to work as a digital marketer in a leading organization. My topic for the Sustainable Development Goals is to promote sustained, inclusive and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. As Amartya Sen has rightly said that economic growth without the investment in human development is unethical and unsustainable. This goal aims to provide a good life for each and everyone in this world, irrespective of their caste, religion, or culture. Ovamba is a company that is helping economies in Central Africa to achieve the sustainable economic growth by providing financial support to small and medium-sized enterprises. Their mission is to find effective ways to bring digital transformation for more than 450 million small and medium-sized enterprises and make them world-class. So they started off with a thought of creating technologies to improve business ecosystems and help business owners to utilize and convert their ambitions into effective businesses. In my opinion, more businesses like Ovamba should come up, which will help in bringing sustainable economic growth by helping people achieve what they want to, and at the same time encouraging new emerging entrepreneurs to build and grow their businesses, and hence attaining the Sustainable Development Goal number 8. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ajay Dhiman. I'm studying digital marketing at Confederation College in Thunder Bay. Today I would like to discuss one of the United Nations SDGs goals. My topic for discussion is build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. COVID-19 has affected us very badly. We cannot do all those activities which involve human interactions. Due to COVID-19, the aviation industry has suffered a lot. Before COVID-19, manufacturing growth was also declining at high rate. The reason behind it was the tariffs and trade tensions. Now, UN has different goals in order to prevent these problems. However, there are some organizations that are closely working on these SDGs so that companies can recover and all of these trades can recover. The majority of organizations that have some good hold in the market always have some budget for CSR. CSR means corporate social responsibilities. These activities are essential for businesses. For example, there are so many companies that are currently working on SDGs. There are still some areas that do not even have access to mobile technology or the internet. The better infrastructure and sustainable industrialization focus on better facilities for all, which can help to get more output even from the remote areas. And also, the infrastructure problems are common nowadays. There are still people who don't even have house to live. And Prefabulous is an organization that is working to deliver ready-made housing that is very easy and convenient and quick way to build house with some simple steps. They can deliver houses very quickly and also in their own designs. The major effect on SDGs is that this industry can provide quick housing which can be built very quickly and can be sent everywhere in the world. Organizations are working on SDGs so that they can give back something to the society. There are so many issues in the world which cannot be resolved without the help of all of us. All of us means we, the organizations and the government should come together and help to overcome these situations. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Moda and today I am going to talk about United Nations Sustainable Development Goal reduced inequalities within and among countries. We all are familiar with the words rich gets richer and poor gets poorer. This is the symptom of the capitalism that is causing extreme inequality. In the United States alone, the top 1% has a combined net worth of $32.4 trillion, whereas the bottom 50% has a combined net worth of just $2 trillion. Every year, more than 5 million people are dying and more than 10 million people are forced into extreme poverty because of the healthcare costs. The SDG 10 by United Nations is developed to provide sustainable income growth, a voice to developing countries, and an equal opportunity to all regardless of age, sex, disability or any other factor by 2030. How are they going to do it? With the help of business avengers. 17 companies have marched together to support 17 SDGs by United Nations. For our SDG 10, the business avenger is Unilever. Unilever believes that their company growth should not take a toll on the planet and its people. So they started a campaign called Mr. Green Africa, where they provide a stable income and dignity to garbage disposable workers in Africa. The workers collect recyclable waste and plastic, which Unilever turns into valuable raw material. But the biggest challenge that the Unilever facing is that most workers do not want to spend their time by collecting only recyclable plastic. So they started building loyalty programs. They gave them uniforms, they gave them free food, and they gave them ideas to how to stable their income. We just have to remember that inequality is not inevitable. It is just a political choice.